Hi, everybody, and welcome back for another chapter of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj's I Am That. And today we will be looking at chapter 79, Person, Witness, and the Supreme. Person, Witness, and the Supreme. Can you help us, Nisargadatta? Can you help us? And Nisargadatta Maharaj says, you do not need help, only advice. You do not need help, only advice. What you seek is already in you. Take my own case. I did nothing for my realization. My teacher told me that the reality is within me. I looked within and found it there, exactly as my teacher told me. To see reality is as simple as to see one's face in a mirror. Only the mirror must be clear and true. A quiet mind, undistorted by desires and fears, free from ideas and opinions, clear on all the levels, is needed to reflect the reality. Be clear and quiet, alert and detached. All else will happen by itself. So simple. I looked within and I found it there, reality, exactly as my teacher told me. To see reality is as simple as to see one's face in a mirror. Only the mirror must be clear and true, a quiet mind, undistorted by desires and fears, free from ideas and opinions. Be clear and quiet, alert and detached. Clear and quiet, alert and detached. I am. I am. I am. Prior to the words, I am. You had to make your mind clear and quiet before you could realize the truth. How did you do it? I did nothing. I did nothing. It just happened. It happened all by itself. I lived my life attending to my family's needs. Nor did my guru do it. It just happened as he said it would. Things do not just happen. There must be a cause for everything. All that happens is the cause of all that happens. Causes are numberless. The idea of a sole one cause is an illusion. Everything affects everything. Everything has 10,000 causes. Everything is connected and interconnected. You must have been doing something specific, some meditation or yoga. How can you say that realization will happen on its own? Nothing specific. I just lived my life. I am amazed. So was I. But what was there to be amazed at? My teacher's words came true. My teacher's words came true. So what? He knew me better than I knew myself. That is all. Why search for causes? In the very beginning, I was giving some attention and time to the sense I am, but only in the beginning. Soon after, my guru died. I lived on. His words proved to be true. That is all. It is all one process. You tend to separate things in time and then look for causes, but there is no separation. All is one process, one expression, one movement of consciousness, one awakening, one liberation. What is your work now? What are you doing? You imagine being and doing as identical. It is not so. The mind and the body move and change and cause other minds and bodies to move and change. And that is called doing, action. I see that it is in the nature of action to create further action, like fire that continues by burning. I neither act nor cause others to act. I am timelessly aware of what is going on. I am being, not doing. I am being, not doing. In your mind, or also in other minds, there is only one mind. There is only one mind, which swarms with ideas. Swarms, I love it. I am this, bzz, I am that, bzz, this is mine, that is mine. I am not the mind. I never was the mind, nor shall I ever be the mind. Snap. Awareness, mind, consciousness, changing thoughts, sensations, ideas, notions, belief. Back here, the white wall, always clean and empty. The movie, always changing. But what is the movie? It's just an appearance, just images being created by the light of awareness. Unreal, dreamlike, movie-like. How did the mind come into being? The world consists of matter, energy, and intelligence. They manifest themselves in many ways. Desire and imagination create the world, and intelligence reconciles the two and causes a sense of harmony and peace. To me, it all happens. I am aware, yet unaffected. I am aware, yet unaffected, just like the white screen or the white wall. Empty and clean, unaffected. If there is a fire in the movie, I am not burned. If there is a flood in the movie, I do not become wet. I am untouched by any appearance or movement in consciousness. I simply am. I simply am. Pure awareness, pure being. Beyond, beyond. Gate, gate, parasamgate, bodhiswaha. Beyond, beyond. Totally beyond. You cannot be aware yet unaffected. There is a contradiction in terms. Perception is change. Once you have experienced a sensation, memory will not allow you to return to the former state. Yes, what is added to memory cannot be erased easily, but it can surely be done, And in fact, I am doing it all the time. Like a bird on its wings, I leave no footprints. I leave no trace, no footprints. I am flying above it all, totally detached and unaffected. Has the witness name and form, or is it beyond these? The witness is merely a point in awareness. The witness is merely a point in awareness. It has no name. It has no form. It is like the reflection of the sun in a drop of dew. The drop of dew has name and form, but the little point of light is caused by the sun. The clearness and smoothness of the drop is a necessary condition, but not sufficient by itself. Similarly, clarity and silence of the mind are necessary for the reflection of reality to appear in the mind. But by themselves, they are not sufficient. There must be reality beyond it. Because reality is timelessly present, the stress is on the necessary conditions. Can it happen that the mind is clear and quiet, and yet no reflection appears? There is destiny to consider. The unconscious is in the grip of destiny. It is destiny, in fact. One may have to wait. But however heavy may be the hand of destiny, it can be lifted by patience and self-control. Integrity and purity remove the obstacles, and the vision of reality appears in the mind. How does one gain self-control? I am so weak-minded. Understand first that you are not the person you believe yourself to be. You are not the person you believe yourself to be. What you think yourself to be is mere suggestion or imagination. What you think yourself to be is mere suggestion or imagination. It's an imaginary self, an abstract self, a conceptual self. You are not a thought. You are not an image. You have no parents. You are pure consciousness. You have no parents. You were not born, nor will you die. You are the eternal Atma, Parabrahman, pure Satchitananda. Either trust me when I tell you so, or arrive to it by study and investigation. The way of total faith is quick. The other is slow, but steady. Both must be tested in action. Act on what you think is true. This is the way to truth. Whatever resonates with you, go that way. Follow your heart. Ask and you shall find. Are deserving the truth and destiny one and the same? Yes, both are in the unconscious. Conscious merit is mere vanity. Consciousness is always of obstacles. When there are no obstacles, one goes beyond it. Will the understanding that I am not the body give me the strength of character needed for self-control? When you know that you are neither body nor mind, you will not be swayed by them. You will follow truth wherever it takes you and do what needs be done, whatever the price to pay. when you know that you are neither the body nor the mind, nothing physical, nothing mental, nothing perceivable, nothing conceivable. When you see that, when you realize that, you will not be swayed. You will follow truth wherever it takes you. And you will do whatever needs to be done, whatever the price to pay. The truth is beautiful, even if it's ugly or painful. It's beautiful because it is the truth. The truth is beautiful and divine. Become a disciple of truth. Don't go for comfort or pleasure. Not that there's anything wrong with comfort or pleasure. We're not anti-comfort pleasure. But truth is so much more valuable, liberating, satisfying than mere comfort or pleasure. Follow the truth wherever it takes you. Do what needs to be done, whatever the price to pay. Follow God. Follow your heart. Follow your soul purpose, whatever resonates the highest for you. And you will not be disappointed. Is action essential for self-realization? For realization, understanding is essential. Action is only incidental. A man of steady understanding will not refrain from action. Action is the test of truth. It's easy to believe certain concepts, but can you embody those concepts? Can you live the truth? Can you be the truth? That is where the rubber hits the road, as they say. Are tests needed? If you do not test yourself all the time, you will not be able to distinguish between reality and fancy. Observation and close reasoning help to some extent, but reality is paradoxical. Reality is paradoxical. How do you know that you have realized unless you watch your thoughts and feelings, words and actions, and wonder at the changes occurring in you without your knowing why and how? It is exactly because they are so surprising that you know that they are unreal, that they are real. Sorry. The foreseen and expected is rarely true. That which you can imagine and see and expect, it's rarely true. It's the unexpected, that which surprises you, that which is spontaneous, that which is not coming from the mind or the past, but that which is alive here and now, right now. What is alive inside of you? What is alive inside of you? How does the person come into being? Exactly as a shadow appears when light is intercepted by the body, so does the person arise when pure self-awareness is obstructed by the I am the body idea. And as the shadow changes shape and position according to the lay of the land, so does the person appear to rejoice and suffer, rest and toil, find and lose according to the pattern of destiny. When the body is no more, the person disappears completely without return. Only the witness remains and the great unknown. The witness is that which says, I know. The person says, I do. Now, to say I know is not untrue. It is merely limited. But to say I do is altogether false, because there is nobody who does. All happens by itself, including the idea of being a doer. There is no one inside. This is an empty vessel. There is no entity. You are not a person. So everything happens by itself, Nisargadatta says. How? It's just the movement of consciousness. It's the expression of the divine. Leela, divine Leela, the play, the movement, the expression of the ocean of being. There is no separate self. Remember, the brain creates a sense of self, but that is the illusion. The brain is creating this illusion of a separate self. God is the doer. Consciousness is the doer. Life is the doer. And you are that. You are the ultimate supreme. All there is you, in a sense, we could also say. So you can't go out and rob a bank and say, consciousness made me do it. You are consciousness. So this doesn't get you off the hook. In fact, it makes you more responsible. Once you come to realize that this is all you, that every one you meet, all of these others are simply you in a different body, consciousness in a different body, then, as Nisargadatta says, everything becomes loving and lovable. This affectionate awareness shines on all that is perceived. And then, how could you rob or steal or cheat, knowing that you're doing it to yourself? It's literally like shooting yourself in the foot. So yes, there is a relief and a release of a burden, a sense of doership. I am the doer. And yet there's also this notion, this sense of a universal doer that you are part of. Nisargadatta many times comes back and says, you are creating this world. These are man-made problems. Most of them are. So if you don't like this world, you are the creator. You can change it. You can love it and bless it and help it and heal it. You can follow your heart and allow the ripples to take effect. The universe is full of action. The universe is full of action. Just pay attention. Just look. Action, action, action. So much activity, not just human activity. Animals, plants, insects, nature, stars, solar systems. It's all moving and acting. But there is no actor. There is no actor. Everything happens by itself. There are numberless persons, small and big and very big, who, through identification, imagine themselves as acting. But it does not change the fact that the world of action, Mahadakash, is one single whole in which all depends on and affects all. It is one whole affecting itself. The stars affect us deeply, and we affect the stars. The inner is the outer, the macro is the micro. As above, so below. It's all one. It's all in relationship to itself. Step back from action to consciousness. Leave action to the body and to the mind. It is their domain. Remain as pure witness till even witnessing dissolves in the Supreme. Remember, Nisargadatta just said that the witness is just a small point in awareness. So allow even that to just dissolve into the absolute. Imagine a thick jungle full of heavy timber. A plank is shaped out of the timber and a small pencil to write on it. The witness reads the writing and knows that while the pencil and the plank are distantly related to the jungle, the writing has nothing to do with it. It is totally superimposed, and its disappearance just does not matter. The dissolution of personality is followed always by a sense of great relief, as if a heavy burden has fallen off. So, as Tony Parsons says, this separate self is merely the contraction of energy, the appearance and the experience of a contraction of energy. And then we hear about ego death. This contraction releases, and then all that is left is this, nothing appearing as everything. Pure being, beyond being and non-being, beyond consciousness and awareness, pure awareness, pure absolute supreme, nothing appearing as everything. And then, of course, there's a great relief. Oh, I'm not a person. I was never the doer. I've never done a thing. There is no I. There is no entity. There is no self. All there is this. All there is this being, pure being. It is like washing printed cloth. First, the design fades, then the background, and in the end, the cloth is plain white, like the wall or the screen. The personality gives place to the witness. Then the witness goes, and pure awareness remains. The cloth was white in the beginning and is white in the end. The patterns and colors, they just simply appeared for a time, and then they disappear. Awareness with an object we call witnessing. I am witnessing this object. When there is also self-identification with the object, caused by desire or fear, such a state is called a person. In reality, there is only one state. When distorted by self-identification, it is called a person. When colored with the sense of being, it is the witness. When it is colorless and limitless, it is called the Supreme. It is called the Supreme. You are really in search of yourself without knowing it. You are love longing for the love worthy, the perfectly lovable. Due to ignorance, you are looking for it in the world of opposites and contradictions. When you find it within, your search will be over. When you find it within, your search will be over. Don't anticipate. You do not know. It is true that all manifestation is in the opposites. Pleasure and pain, good and bad, high and low, progress and regress. Rest and strife, they all come and go together. And as long as there is a world, its contradictions will be there. There may also be periods of perfect harmony, of bliss and beauty, but only for a time. What is perfect returns to the source of all perfection, and the opposites play on. Simply keep quiet. Do your work in the world, but inwardly keep quiet. Listen to the silence always. Then all will come to you. Do not rely on your doing or your work for realization. It may profit others, but not you. Your hope lies in keeping silent in your mind and quiet in your heart. Self-realized people are very quiet. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace and quiet, silence and stillness, affectionate awareness. Let it all dissolve and disappear. Find out what remains. Let everything that comes, come. Let everything that goes, go. And find out what is. Find out what remains. The white wall, the white screen, that which has no qualities, no name, no form, no shape, no attributes. Pure emptiness, the void. Nothing appearing as everything. Thank you, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Thank you, everybody. See you again for another chapter of I Am That. Namaste.